All right, today we're breaking down one of the most dramatic, just flat out unbelievable turnarounds in recent baseball history, the Cleveland Guardians' impossible push for the playoffs. Okay, so to really get how insane this is, you have to rewind the clock to early July. The Cleveland Guardians were a staggering 15 and a half games out of first place. I mean, we're not talking a long shot. We're talking a total fantasy. A postseason appearance seemed completely off the table. And yet, here we are. With just 1 week left in the season, they are right in the thick of a wild playoff race. So the big question is, how on earth did one team completely rewrite their own story in just a matter of weeks? Yeah, this wasn't some gradual, slow improvement. No, this was an absolute surge. The team went on a tear, winning 15 of their last 16 games. And that run included a critical 10-game winning streak that basically put the entire league on notice. And this whole thing happened so fast. On September 4th, they were still 11 games back. By September 21st, after a weekend that changed absolutely everything, they had shrunk that massive gap to just a single game. The absolute peak of this incredible streak, the moment everyone really took notice, was a doubleheader against their division rivals, the Minnesota Twins. And on this day, the Guardians didn't just win, they went out and made franchise history. This number, 15, it just screams sheer dominance. In what were probably the two most important games of their season, the starting pitchers came out and delivered an incredible 15 shutout innings combined. They were just untouchable. And to put that performance into perspective for you, the organization hadn't shut out an opponent in both games of a doubleheader in nearly 60 years. Let that sink in. This wasn't just a good day, it was truly historic. You can really feel the competitive energy on the team just from this quote. You've got pitcher Logan Allen talking about how the starters were pushing each other, trying to one-up the last guy's performance. That internal competition was clearly fueling their collective success. So, what was the secret sauce here? What was the formula for this miracle run? Well, it wasn't just one single thing, but a powerful combination of two key elements that really define this team's whole identity. The Guardians pretty much built this winning streak on two pillars: absolutely dominant pitching and a relentless, game-changing hustle. Let's break down each one. So, on the pitching side, the consistency has been just mind-boggling. For 15 straight games, their starters have been a fortress, setting a new franchise record for effectiveness. This performance was the absolute backbone of their entire run. But like I said, it wasn't just about the pitching. This team's whole identity on offense is built on pure effort, and that was perfectly captured by a single play from their best player, Jose Ramirez. So here's the deal. What looked like a routine inning-ending out was turned into a rally starter purely through maximum effort. Ramirez's hustle kept the inning alive, and it directly led to them scoring 4 more runs. That's a total game changer, all from one play that should have been nothing. And as their manager, Stephen Vogt, pointed out, when your best player, your future Hall of Famer, is setting that kind of example, it becomes the standard for the entire team. You have no choice but to match it. That kind of hustle is absolutely contagious. So this incredible, almost impossible run has set the stage for one of the most dramatic final weeks of the regular season you could imagine, with pretty much everything hanging in the balance. I mean, just look at how tight this race is. After being 15 and a half games back, after being completely written off by everyone, the Guardians are now just one single game behind the Detroit Tigers for the lead in their division. And on top of that, as if the division race wasn't enough, they've also clawed their way into a playoff position through the back door. Right now, they hold the tiebreaker for the third and final American League wildcard spot. They completely control their own destiny. And it all comes down to this: a final, direct confrontation. The entire season's story culminates in a series where they face the very team they've been chasing this whole time. It's like something out of a movie. So the big takeaway here is that the Guardians didn't just get lucky. They created their own momentum with historic pitching and just a relentless refusal to quit on any single play. But now comes the ultimate test. With everything on the line, who's going to crack under the pressure?